A24 gets some of these right. It's showtime, folks. Now guys, today we're going to be talking about a little film that I stumbled upon called Aftersun. Now, Aftersun is one of A24's movies, and I've said before in other reviews, A24 to me is always a coin flip. I have a love-hate relationship with A24. Sometimes they come out with these pretty decent flicks that I really enjoy, and then other times I watch them and I'm like, what am I sitting here watching? And I was pleased to say that Aftersun was a movie that I was really happy to watch. Now, Aftersun came out in 2022. The only reason I stumbled upon this was because after watching Gladiator 2, which we're not going to talk about, I was kind of interested in finding out who Paul Mescal was, because I had not seen him in anything prior to Gladiator 2. And since I was disappointed with Gladiator 2, but he had been spoken of in such high regard, I went into his filmography and kind of decided I wanted to watch something called Aftersun. And guys, I was not disappointed at all. Getting into the plot of this movie, this is more of a coming to age kind of drama film about this little girl who's remembering a vacation that she took with her dad back when she was a child, you know. This is told in a flashback sense by the adult version of this little girl, and Paul Mescal is playing her father, who is a young man trying to take his daughter out on a vacation. And through this vacation, you have this father-daughter relationship that is just about them interacting and about this little girl trying to remember who her father was while she was young, and what certain things were going on that she may not have understood as a child, you know. So the plot of this movie really circles around that relationship, them building a bond through this holiday, and the things that go unseen by a child with their young parents, you know. And that really, it really struck a tone. So getting into the pros of this movie are the performances. Now, I looked into it. Paul Mescal was nominated, and it makes perfect sense because this man did a really good job of playing a loving father who's just trying to make sure that his daughter is enjoying her vacation with him. You can tell that there are dynamics in their life where he doesn't get to spend as much time with her as he would like. He is definitely only allowed visitation with his daughter. There's nothing outright said about the relationship between his daughter's mother and himself, but there's subtext there that kind of leads you to believe that it just happened, you know, that they were just young and now they have a daughter together, and he's just kind of trying to navigate the world as somebody who still has his passions but has his daughter with him, and he's just trying to make sure that he's a good dad and he does right by her. The performances are very good. Paul Mescal does a very good job, and so does our lead. You know, our lead, she's his daughter. She kind of navigates this vacation, this holiday that they're having together, both with her father and alone. You know, she's just kind of figuring things out. She sees how other people interact with one another. She sees what they have versus what she has, and she doesn't really question too much about what's going on. But you do see the curiosity in her eyes, the kind of wonder of what else is out there. And they do a very good job. There's a very good chemistry between the two characters. Another pro I liked was just the subliminal kind of messaging that you have in this story. A lot of what is good of Aftersun is not on the surface. If you've seen some more of my reviews, I like when a movie has something to say and it's in the subtext, you know, that you have to kind of dig a little bit. You have to kind of understand the emotions that these characters are kind of portraying and demonstrating as the movie progresses. You kind of start learning more or less what the filmmaker is trying to get across, and this movie does that very well. I found myself enjoying large portions of this, really just kind of trying to understand the characters, the emotions especially that are portrayed by Paul Mescal. They're just done very well, and there's that subtext messaging, especially, you know, the difficulties of being a young parent and the difficulties of trying to raise somebody on your own. It's just very powerful, considering all the things that are going on within the movie. Another pro I like, and I won't dive into it too much because It's definitely meant to be seen in its entirety, but the ending of this film is done so well. There's not a lot of music in this movie per se, not a lot of recognizable music. There's not a lot of pomp and circumstance, nothing like that, that are thrown into this movie. So when you see the way that it resolves the ending of this film, it hits so well. It is done exceptionally well. It's done in a way that, although we've only seen part of the relationship between the father and the daughter, you really feel the power of the daughter trying to remember who her dad really was, you know, on what the things she wanted to do, the things she could have said, the things she didn't say. And you just feel all that in the ending, in the resolution. And I think that is just done so well. It was something that I sat there and I pondered for a little while, and it was just really good. So getting into something to balance it out, just for people that should know, this is definitely a drama film. There's nothing action-packed about this. There's no explosions, there's no fights, nothing like that. This is a coming-of-age story, and it's really grounded in this vacation between a father and his young daughter. And I think this is more to speak to the subtext. You know, this is something that a lot of people can sit down and watch and try to appreciate the messaging in the movie, and a lot of the technical aspects and what they're doing. So if you're going into it looking for the big explosions, car chases, stuff like that, you're not going to get any of that. If you're looking for like a rom-com experience, it's nothing like that. This is strictly drama, storytelling done at the highest level, and it's good for a lot of people who are really into movies, who really want to dig into it. It's not as good if you're looking for something to just be entertained by and enjoy, as far as burning a couple hours or anything like that. This is not for that. If you want an emotional kind of roller coaster, this is that kind of movie for you. This is one of those kind of slow and steady but kind of beautiful films, and it's something that I really enjoyed. It's something that it caught me by surprise. I didn't go in there looking for something like that. I really just wanted to see what Paul Mescal did before Gladiator 2. And it was something that caught me by surprise, and that's why I bring it to the channel. So getting into my final thoughts about Aftersun, I definitely recommend it. It's something that is very powerful. It is well created, well directed. I'm pretty sure this was the director's debut film too, if I read correctly. Don't quote me on that one. But the relationship between the father and the daughter in this movie is established very well. It's depicted to be something that she's trying to learn and trying to remember through her own memories, false memories, anything that she could remember about who her dad was now that she's an adult. And it's all told through this holiday experience that she can only piece together. And she's trying to remember who her dad was now that she can't speak to him. Now, getting into my score for this movie, Aftersun was something that really snuck up on me. It caught me by surprise, and I really enjoyed it. I will say to maybe the common moviegoer, somebody that doesn't really want to watch dramas, it would probably be a little slow, and you might see things that you're not entirely sure how to depict. So it might be a little slow for the person that doesn't want to watch this. But for somebody that wants to watch something powerful, and somebody that wants to watch something that's just brilliant in storytelling and in resolution, I would have to say this is a really good film. I'd give Aftersun a 4 out of 5. I would rewatch this movie. I'm looking forward to rewatching it. It's very powerful, and it was something that I was pleasantly surprised by. But those are just my thoughts, guys. What did you think of Aftersun? Have you seen Aftersun? Do you agree with what I'm saying? Disagree with what I'm saying? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. If you're new to the channel, I'd really appreciate if you like and share this video, or consider subscribing if you want to hear more from good old Chuco. I like talking about movies with everybody, even the ones that I don't like. Sometimes I'm pleasantly surprised. Sometimes I'm just going to rip into one, and that's fine. But guys, if you're ever vacationing with one of your family members, always remember something my friend Paul used to tell me, and that's